Hey everyone, it's Melinda with Tailored and Teal and welcome to another What Sold video. These are sales from February 16th through February 29th of 2024. Yes, we got one extra day this year and they are all sales on Poshmark, Mercari, eBay, and Curtsy. Well, we usually start on Mercari. I am going to start on Curtsy this time because I did have one Curtsy sale. It was from my Shop Goodwill ring unboxing. It was a silver tone mini ball fidget anxiety wrap swirl ring. So it had these little balls on the ring that actually like swirled around and you could play with it with your finger for people who need to fidget constantly or to relieve anxiety as what they say it's for. This ring sold for $7. There was a $1.69 fee, giving me a profit of $5.31. Moving on to Mercari, where I also had one sale. It was actually a piece of jewelry that was in a crafting lot for over a year. It had come to me in some type of mystery box. I cannot remember exactly which one, but it was pretty worn in spots and it also was kind of broken. And I also wasn't sure exactly how it was supposed to fit because it was broken. But one day I went through my jewelry crafting pile, looked to see what I could salvage and list, and this was one of them. So it was a fun, colorful, tutti frutti art to wear acrylic glass and wood beaded necklace. It sold for $11.50. There was a $2.19 fee, giving me a profit of $9.31. This item I did not enter into my inventory, so technically it was a $0 cost of goods because I just threw it in my craft pile, which I usually either craft with later on, or I'll put that craft lot online to see if anyone wants to purchase it. So that's why it is a $0 cost of goods item. Next up, moving on to Poshmark, where I had 9 sales. The first sale was a ring that came out of my Via Trading Amazon jewelry lot. It was a stainless steel cross ring that had Jesus on the cross, so the crucifix as kind of the image on the cross. It sold for $9 with discounted shipping. Next is a new with tags Alfani bright flamenco pink draped crisscross front blouse. I actually just pulled all 3 of these. I have them in sizes 1X, 2X, and 3X. I pulled them from my inventory to re-photograph them because the color just wasn't coming across like they should have when I took the pictures over 3 years ago. So re-photographed them, relisted them as brand new items, and one of them sold. I believe that this was the 1X size. It sold for $14 and there was no discounted shipping, and that was an offer that the customer sent to me. Next up is a Cherish blue thermal knit dolman sleeve oversized blouse. This came out of one of my ThredUp rescue boxes, most likely the 200-pound box. It's been listed since January of 2022, so I was very happy to accept a $10 offer and there was no discounted shipping. Next up, we have a colorful rainbow striped festive fabric woven wide belt. This came out of a Shop Goodwill belt lot and it sold for $10 with no discounted shipping. Next up, we had a full-priced LuLaRoe sale. I was actually very shocked that it sold for this much and also for full price. No offers were given. So it was a new with tags LuLaRoe Cassie yellow crackle knit stretchy pencil skirt, and it sold for my full asking price of $16. And I believe it was a size large. Next up is a pair of Ann Taylor Loft modern skinny distressed jeans. These had little spots of paint on them, but I couldn't tell if they were factory made or if someone actually painted with them. So I did use the keyword paint splattered just in case, and they sold for $12 with discounted shipping. Next up is a pair of pants. They were a pair of new with tags Alfani Plus black and white Oasis Wave skinny leg ankle pants. I've actually had these pants since 2020. They came to me in a bulk box, which is BULQ. I don't really source from them anymore because their cost of goods after shipping and taxes and everything is quite high, but I have purchased from them in the past. That's where these came from, and they sold for $17 with discounted shipping. Next up, we have a pair of Wild Fable mustard yellow and black houndstooth plaid taper-legged pants. These came from my friend Courtney at Magnolia Thrifts. She sent me a whole bunch of items that were left over from a swap meet that her company holds every year. So my cost of goods was around 85 cents, and they sold for $10 with no discounted shipping. And then the last item to sell, I actually lost money on. It was a crimson red velvet faux pearl beaded braided wide headband. This came in a ThredUp fun rescue box. It had no brand, no tag, no size, nothing. So it sold for $9 with discounted shipping, and I lost 72 cents. So of my 9 Poshmark sales, I made $107 in sales, $27.25 in fees. I gave out $8.08 in shipping discounts, giving me a profit of $71.67. My average sales price for each item that sold was $11.89. Moving on to eBay, where I had 13 sales. The first sale was a free to me item. Actually, it was several items. It was a Twilight Saga series book. These were books 1 through 4, written by Stephanie Meyer. 3 of them were paperback, but 1 was a hardback, and it was also like a limited edition type of book. And they sold for $13.25, and they did go via media mail. Next up is a new with tags Tucci Italia black genuine leather reptile embossed crossbody purse that had a super odd but also cool shape. It was kind of shaped like a triangle, just without the point at the top. This came in one of my ThredUp handbag rescue boxes, and it sold for $30. Next up is a brown and black large painted shell wooden pendant beaded necklace. I did use the keywords beach and coastal. This was in such great condition. It did come out of some type of jewelry mystery box that I don't remember which one. And it sold for $10.19, which I was running a 15% off sale. So that was technically my full asking price after that discount. The next sale was a pair of shoes by the brand Massimo, which is just sold at Target, but they were new with tags. They were a charcoal gray Abigail velour pointed toe block heeled shoes. They were a size 7.5. They did come out of a ThredUp rescue box, and they sold for $12. Next up is another pair of shoes. This is a pair of new without tags, Ecote black leather woven low heel Oxford loafers. They were a size 7. While I would have liked to have gotten more money for these, they were already listed for over 2 years, so I decided to accept a $10 offer for these shoes. If you've watched a lot of my What Sold videos, you'll remember about a year ago, I started to list some vintage magazines from the 1940s. These were all Ladies' Home Journal. My uncle was a big collector of magazines. There are still hundreds left in our garage. So every now and then when I visit home, I will be bringing a bucket full of these magazines back with me to resell. These magazines are very large. I think the box I have to use is 16 by 15 by 3, just because they are so long. They're musty, smelly, but they have a lot of cool ads in them. And I know that other people appreciate things like that. And there are collectors out there. So I've been grouping them in months of 3. So this was April, May, and June of 1945 Ladies' Home Journal magazines. They sold for $24.63. The customer paid over $20 in shipping because, again, not only are they large in shape, they are also very heavy. On average, they weigh anywhere from 4 to 6 pounds after all the packaging and everything. And no, I cannot send them via media mail because they are full of ads. I did put that as a disclaimer in my listing, explaining that they were very large and very heavy and that shipping would most likely be expensive, so that people weren't super surprised when they saw a very high shipping cost. The next sale is a new with tags Ray Dunn washed black embroidered game day baseball hat. It had the words game day embroidered across the hat. So I thought it would be perfect for soccer moms, football fans, going to a sports event or a sports party. I purchased a few of these from either TJ Maxx or Marshalls.com a while ago in their clearance, and it finally sold for $11.99. Then I had another set of 3 vintage magazines to sell. These were October, November, and December of 1945 Ladies' Home Journal magazines again, and they sold for $20. And the person who bought these didn't live too far away, so thankfully the shipping wasn't very expensive for them. Next up, we have an Ellen Tracy 100% linen striped sleeveless button front blouse. There's a lot of neutral colors in this, like ivory and beige colors. This came out of my America's Thrift Supply blouse micro bale, and it sold for $10. Next up is a Chico's ivory crinkle sublimation 3/4 length open front cardigan. This was a Chico size 0, which equates to a size small in just regular sizing. This customer had actually asked me quite a few questions like a few weeks ago before purchasing it. The customer sent me an offer for $7.50. I wasn't really happy with that offer, but this has been sitting since August of 2021. So I was definitely ready to see it go. After all the fees and shipping and everything, I did still make a profit, but it was only 63 cents, but happy to move something along and hopefully they enjoy their item. This next sale was another free to me item. In fact, this was hiding in some of the magazine bins of my uncle's, so I made sure to bring it home with me. It was a vintage Vogue Mr. Ernest magazine cover hard case clutch or purse. The comps on this particular purse was all over the place. So I honestly kind of just threw up a number. I think I listed it at $39.99. Then there was a 15% offer and someone sent me an offer for $24. I figured since it was a free to me item and it was kind of large, it did take up quite a bit of space. I decided to accept that offer and off it went. Next up is another Chico's item. This was a blue short sleeve knit pullover, almost like a tunic length. It had side vents, it had little pockets in front, super cute. It did have a few small condition issues, which I did notate, and it sold for $11.89. And then the last sale is a pair of earrings that I've had for a very, very long time. In fact, I think they might have came out of one of my first ever jewelry unboxings that I ever did. So I was very happy to receive an offer. They were a pair of vintage Coro stamped square faux pearl leaf or fern clip-on earrings. They were stamped Coro twice on the back, actually. It did have some slight gold tone loss. So when the customer sent me a $6 offer, I immediately accepted, happy to have those and move on to another home. And I still made a profit of $3.70. So of my 13 eBay sales, I had $191.45 in sales. I made a shipping profit of $34.22. Fees were $58.73, giving me a profit of $166.94. And my average sales price for each item that sold was $13.96. And now for my total sales from February 16th through February 29th of 2024. I sold items on all 4 platforms. I had a total of 24 sales. I had $316.95 in sales, $63.72 in fees. Cost of goods was $78.83, giving me a profit of $174.40. And my average cost of goods for each item that sold was $3.28. And just one more thing before I wrap this up. In previous What Sold videos, I had talked about a family member that is having a health issue right now. That family member is my mom. I have been spending a lot of time in Pennsylvania, coming back and forth from Pennsylvania to New York to help my mom with appointments, doing things at home, cleaning, purging, just doing a lot of different things. She does have quite a few appointments coming up soon in March and April, so I'm not exactly sure what my upload schedule will be. I'll try my best to get a video out every week, but there just may be some times where I cannot. So I thank you in advance for your patience and your understanding. I will let you know in the community page on my YouTube channel if there won't be a video that week. So make sure to check the community page if you're like, where has Melinda been? What is she up to? I'm probably at home taking care of my mom and helping out. And now that concludes this What Sold video. I appreciate you watching and being here. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye.